Good morning. I will try that again with my microphone on this time. Welcome to our thought for the day this Monday morning. And in the news, it feels like our government is preparing to remove all of the legal restrictions that surround COVID-19 precautions and making preparations towards a couple of weeks' time to say, it's kind of over to you. We're not going to tell you what to do anymore. Over to you to do what you think is best. At least that seems to be the interpretation of this term personal responsibility that they keep using or have started using most recently. I sense coming a real test of words of Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount. In Matthew chapter 7 verse 12 we could read from the lips of Jesus him saying, "So whatever you want people to do to you, do just that to them." Yes, this is what the law and the prophets are all about. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. I think we're going to see that tested, see how well our society could do it. There was an academic gentleman from Fife this morning who was pointing out that we need more than just personal responsibility as this change happens. But there's a social responsibility, because it's not good enough just to do what I think is right, but I have to respect the impact of what I do on those around me. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, how well we play it out. Seems to me in seasons like this where we hand over responsibility back into the hands of each individual while there are things that can impact on one another around us, that perhaps this is a season when we might start to see injustices. We might start to see something that looks like oppression, all the things that Jesus said he came to remove, to make good. We might see people being forced into behaviours that they don't agree with, that aren't their personal choice, but they're being forced there by others around them. We might see oppressive practices of individuals on individuals. Some will say, I'm being oppressed because I'm being told to do something by you. Others will oppress with their response. And we are called to speak into that. And that's a difficult place to be, because it's much easier to sort of look the other way when we see things like that going on. But elsewhere in that same Sermon on the Mount, in the Beatitudes, one of those words of blessing that Jesus said is, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." And so really I think, or I am starting to think from today, shall we say, what am I going to do in a couple of weeks' time as I'm walking around? How am I going to keep my eyes open to these things around? And in that, living out my faith day to day, how am I going to play my part as a peacemaker, a child of God, when I see things going on around me? Do I have the courage? Or am I going to walk on by looking the other way? A testing question, but one I think that has great relevance as we just step in with kindness, with gentleness, and stand alongside those who are frankly on the receiving end of injustice and oppression and conflict, to be there alongside them, and it may come at personal cost. But something to think about anyway. What are we going to do? Are we going to be active and live out the tenets, the values of our faith? Or will we just keep quiet, stand on the sidelines and watch as things happen around us? Have a great day. Have a thank-filled day, as I spoke a little bit about last week. And there's the service in St Paul's Cathedral today for the NHS workers who did so much through COVID and for whom we are so thankful. So on this day, thank you to all that worked in the NHS, that work in the NHS throughout all of we have seen, but actually throughout the life of that amazing institution that has its 73rd birthday today. A heartfelt thank you for the personal stuff in my family that we've seen most recently, but just for all you do, for your care, your diligence and your love. God bless.